Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on book 13 of the Disney Dollhouse by Hachette. Got the parts sitting out in front of me, and when I brought this over to the bench, I realized this thing is going to really quickly outgrow what I can film on the bench. So I'm going to have to figure out somewhere a little bit different to do it. I've also got these parts from earlier stages because they are needed. Yeah, I can't really read the French. I did run through everything and make sure that everything looks good, or that I've got how do I want to put this? Well, that I understand what the instructions are. I'm actually looking at my picture from my camera today. I do not understand why it's a little bit yellow. May have to do some tweaking on it, but let's get building. So the first thing it has us do, and I can't fold the book over the way I'd like to. Go ahead and move this out of here. Well, actually, before I move this, let me go ahead and pop open the bubble pack with the figures in it for this issue. Stage 13, I'm just looking, it's all in French. Most of it's in French. Kind of interesting here. It says, based on the Winnie the Pooh works inspired by A.A. Milne. No. This product is intended for children of 15 years or older. No, adults. So there is some English information on these things. But what we've got here, and actually this is very nicely done. I think this is probably cast resin. But we have the maybe it's injected plastic, because I see an injection mark right there. But we have the stool and a cat from the Aristocats. Unfortunate that they did not do any detail painting on the face. Actually, never mind. I'm looking at the face. I want to focus. The eyes are closed. And if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know on a part work I don't do a whole lot of modification. But so this, I'm putting it back in the bubble pack. Some of them haven't come in bubble packs. You know, they've come with the rest of the stage. But I'm going to start keeping all of these that come in bubble packs just so that I can know where they came from, or one, know where they came from. Two, more importantly, keep them. And I apologize. They were talking about yesterday on the stream, if I went away from the mic at all, for some reason the sensitivity on the mic was way down. But if I went away and you couldn't hear me, I apologize. What I'm going to start doing on these is I'm going to start writing the number on them for which stage, and I'm going to be keeping them in these packs like that, so that they're not they don't get damaged, and I don't end up with 50,000 little boxes full of these pieces, you know, little nesting boxes. These I can just throw into a plastic box and not worry about it. Okay, so the first thing they have us do, and having read ahead, this is all that we're taking out of here. This is all we're using. I will take this out and show you what's in here, but I will be putting most of this back in here. And I think they do that a lot on the Dollhouse. I believe this is, maybe not. Not sure if this is the next room or not. It looks like it might be. But we're not going to be using that today. And we have more of the parquet flooring. And of course that part is inside with the parquet flooring. So let me go ahead and open this up, because I need that little angled piece here. Come on. I don't want to pull this out if I don't have to. There we go. And this is just a brown sticker. So now I'm going to put this back in, and I'll show you the part from step 7, because that's the piece we're putting on today. Let me get this back in here, if I can. This sticky part wants to stick to the tissue paper. That's why I think putting that inside of there was a bad idea. Putting it inside the envelope, good idea. Putting it inside the second envelope, not such a good idea. Okay, and if I can, there we go. So I've got that piece back in there, and I'm just putting it back inside the envelope to protect it doubly. We've got the tissue on the outside of it, but I want to make sure that we do not damage these parts. It is press board, so it could be easily damaged. Where is the openings on this side? Okay. I don't know why I was thinking it was over there, and I apologize for taking so long. You might want to skip this part of the video. Note to self, do this off camera. Put the stuff back into the envelopes off camera, because it's useless video time. Come on. And it started to split there. Let's go ahead and just put one piece in at a time. Come on. And I know Eric is going to have comments about this. He's going to say, yep, putting that stuff back in. Something. He's going to say something about getting this stuff back into the envelopes. I think. He might not. Okay, so there's that one mostly in. Another thing they could have done is, because they have this not being used in this stage, they could have put these on this side instead. This should go a lot easier in there. We've got the little tag here showing that it is book 13 right there. So now let's put this out of the way and bring over the house. We will be using all of these pieces today. Move the book over a little bit so we can get the house more center stage. Production values, folks, production values. Okay, so what they say to do in French, like I said, I've already looked at it and had it and translated it, is you're going to line this up here with these corners. Then they say, once you make sure that this looks good, that it's going to fit, you're going to peel the backing off and put the thing on all at once. And I don't like the idea of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it back about halfway. Come on. I'm going to peel it back a little ways, and then I'm going to, depending on how stiff this backing paper is, it feels like it might be the stiffer part of this. There we go. Okay, no, it isn't. Okay, this is actually pretty stiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it back this far. I'm going to get this corner and this edge lined up best I can, kind of like that. Set it down and then pull it across and finish lining it up that way. Slightly off. See if I can, there we go. Press that bubble out. And you can see, at least I can, I looked at the camp up at the output. This shows a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lip across this. If there is not where that's showing, I will go ahead and get some brown, either brown Sharpie or a little bit of brown paint. I will get that taken care of if it needs to be. So going back to stage 7, or book 7, sorry. I'm gonna call these books because that's what they are. They come in books rather than stages, issues. I'm gonna try and remember to call them that. So if we go back to issue 7, there's the back, and this is actually nice. This is looks like it is actual wood paneling that they put something along the lines of this over top of on this side. And it is very nicely done. It's very nicely lined up, and it's just going to go on here like that. And you can see a little bit, there's a little bit of seam that is going to show. And what you're going to do, flip this over and then not be quite prepared for prime time, because I don't have a bottle with a brush in it so that I can spread my glue out. So I'm going to pause for a second here while I get the rest of the supplies I will need for this. Okay, I'm back. And I didn't get a cup. I have these little bottles of water, or little, they don't have water in them. They're just little things of little plastic cups. And I put water in one just to see how waterproof it was. And so I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to use the Elmer's glue. So what we're going to do, and I'm looking, I didn't read to see what if they said to keep it away from the edges or not, but I'm just going to put some Elmer's glue on here. And they have it about an inch away from the edge. And they actually did straight lines. I'm kind of doing wavy all over the place lines. So then once you've got that laid down, don't take a whole lot of water. Take a little bit of water and just kind of spread it all over the place. Probably got too much water just looking at the way it's spreading. It's getting better now. But you're going to just spread this all over so that you get a nice even spot, or not even so much, but a nice area of glue that it's going to grab on. And just, you want it to not soak the wood with water, but you also want it to spread evenly, nicely. I keep saying evenly. Any of you who've done videos probably realize that when you're doing something like this, you're sitting here trying to figure out, what do I say to keep the audience engaged? Those of you who don't do videos, that's what you do. You sit here and you wonder, what do I do to keep the audience engaged while I'm doing something that's really boring and doesn't do anything for video. And it's almost off camera. Hey, I'm good at that. So let me get the glue out of this. And this, you can see this is a well-used brush. It's just a cheap brush. Don't use like a sable hair or something like that for spreading glue. That's a waste of a good brush. So now we're going to pull this back over and we're going to push it into the corners all the way and lay it flat. And I'm going to have to work around this while I continue, but I'm going to set a couple of things in here kind of hold it down. This isn't doing much anything. There we go. We will put, sorry Dave, if you're watching. Dave hates this product because you can't get it anymore. Switch these around. One is future. I believe this is just water. Should I drink it and make sure? No, this should be just water. I have other things with the actual paint thinner in it. Okay, so that is all to do in this step of the book. But when we turn the book, or turn the page, we do have, let me move this over. Yeah, see that's, it's not sticking completely down, it's kind of curved. But when we turn the page, what we have is the next piece is this molding, and you've got a angled piece here that is going to go on here like this. Right here, it's not going to match up. Oh, thanks. Let me see. Maybe we could. Let's take a look. If we put it on that way, it does not match with the wall. This definitely, come on, focus. This piece will definitely be back in the corner. I just want to see. Yeah, that leaves a huge gap there. I put it this way, it lines up. I don't think you can see. I guarantee you can't see because this lip here is in the way. So let's turn this around. Oh yeah, forgot. Blue painter's tape on the back there. Let's see if we can aim a camera over there. Actually, bring it over a little bit closer. I'm smarter than I have been before. Right now, I just did that without having the camera on, and I just saw I need to do some touch up on the wallpaper up here. All the sticky is gone. But let's switch cameras. So if I put this on here the correct way, it lines up pretty perfect. Looks really good. I'm slightly off on one side. So that's the way we're going to plug that in there. I may have to do a little bit of sanding to fit this in there. Because this, and I was looking, I saw it, this piece here is slightly off. I don't know if I want to try and, I do, I'm going to, maybe. Let me switch back so you can you can see when I break the piece. The corner here came off really easily. There we go. Okay, come on, rest of the way. Do not break. There we go. Even though it did a little bit of damage there, it's not going to matter. That's going to be covered. Hopefully. You can see it. If you look real close, you can see it right there. But that's going to be also way back in here. So I'm going to put this on here, redo this real quick so that it will actually line up in the corner. Ah! Knocked the keeper piece off the top of the wall. Other way. There we go. And this is definitely starting to peel up. So I'm going to have to pause the video for right now. Because if you look at this thing, Watch this. It is peeling up like nobody's business. So, like I said, going to pause the video. I'll come back once I have these two pieces, this piece fixed and this piece glued down permanently. So I'll be back. Well, I hit pause and it didn't pause, so let's try this again. Okay, I'm back, and you can see that this is no longer peeling up the way it was. I'm going to have to get some actual wood glue because it is causing a little bit of an issue every now and then. I wonder, did it almost feels like maybe the floor is warped now. We'll have to see how things pan out with that. But, okay, so let me grab some glue here. And I was able to fix that one spot after moving this. You can see it right there a little bit. If the light hits it just right. Once it's inside, you'll never see it again. So what we do here is we put a little bit of glue on this. We put it on the top and bottom, just on the rails themselves. We make sure the flat spot, this flat side is towards the corner. When we put it in there, there's a gap right there in the wall, carved out, that we're actually going to make sure that it slips down into. And that way it will actually fit in place. That did not sound good. Should be okay. You have to make sure that it is actually pushed down in there, and I just felt it pull in a little bit. Same with the bottom. Bottom's going to have to be held in place. Make sure this is over. While I'm doing that, this slanted edge is going to have to go towards the corner. I'm going to do the same thing over here. A little bit of glue on both sides, turn it around, and every time I've tried a fit, just to dry fit this, it's taken a little bit of finagling, but it's actually going in place this time pretty easily. It is popping out though, so what I'm going to do, grab a clamp here. You can see here it's peeling up from the wall. Stick a clamp through this wall, or through the window here. Put one here. Put one here. That's holding that in place. The bottom over here keeps popping out. I'll just have to hold that in place. Let me see if I have. Go through this window as well. That's holding the whole thing in place here. And there's a slight gap there in the corner, but not too bad. Close this up, and this is where we're going to leave it. Everything clamped together and drying. I'll have to put something, probably have to put something heavy in here to flatten it out. I want to make sure I put it on a flat surface first to ensure that it is completely flat. But it looks like it's warped a little bit. Hopefully, as things go forward, it will straighten itself out with the more weight we put on the top that's all there is to do on this issue of the Disney Dollhouse. Hope you're enjoying it. It's a well-designed kit. It's got a few baubles, and truly what it is, part of it is the fact that I'm using a white glue rather than a yellow wood glue. I'm going to rectify that shortly so that I stop having these issues. Plus this piece here, it will actually be glued to another piece. The base it'll actually be glued down to the base eventually, and that will help a lot to make any places where it's not level, it will smooth those out. So with that, I'm going to call this issue done. Hope you're enjoying this. I appreciate you stopping by to watch. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Leave a comment. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I'll see you on the next video.